pleased to be joined this morning by telephone by 1st District Representative Tracy Mann from Washington, D.C. And, sir, thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning, Eric. Hope your day's off to a good start.
Oh, so far, so good. It is Fair Week here, so there's definitely been a lot of activity. We've got the Wilson Check Fest coming up later this week, so we are on the go, as I'm sure you have been in Washington.
Busy week, but that's what you expect this time of year, the summertime. People are starting to think about football a little bit.
Yep.
Certainly hot in Kansas, but we'll take it. Crops are looking good, but we need more rain and cooler temperatures.
Well, we got a nice 2-inch rainfall here the other night with a big thunderstorm, so I hope that helped here as well. So, but it has been a busy time for you guys. Of course, I guess the main headline here was, as President Trump calls it, the One Big Beautiful Bill. You voted to advance the final passage of that. It has been signed into law. Get your thoughts about that.
Well, this is the only bill that I've ever been part of that when I'm home in Kansas, I'm amazed. People come up to me on the street, at church, as I'm traveling all over the district and just say thank you for voting and supporting the One Big Beautiful Bill. So this bill, very important, getting our tax policy in place. So it's the biggest tax cut in history for middle class and working Americans. It also secures the border, codifies a lot of things to make sure that a future open border president like we saw from the previous administration can't come along and open the southern border. It provides money to construct a wall system to permanently secure the border. It also makes some great investments in agriculture, strengthens crop insurance, just so many good things in the One Big Beautiful Bill for Kansas and our communities.
I'm taking a look at some of these border numbers. It seems like things have been working in that favor already, as they said that there were the fewest border crossings in quite a while in June, and that only 136 individuals were apprehended at the border. They said that was the lowest single-day total in the history of the agency.
136. Remember, at the peak under Biden, it was 27,000. So just put that in perspective. But yeah, the month of June, record low in history, both apprehensions and then zero people were released into the country. Folks for years clamored and said that Congress, that their hands were tied, that Congress needed to act. It turns out we need a president that's willing to enforce the law. That said, we've got to, that's why the Big Beautiful Bill border provisions matter so much, is we got to make sure that no one can come along and open the border wide as it was and not vet anyone coming across. And that's what we've seen the last few years, but glad that those days are behind us.
Talking with Representative Tracy Mann, I know also you've been addressing Animal House, leading a House subcommittee or House Agriculture Committee or subcommittee on livestock, dairy, and poultry regarding safeguarding U.S. agriculture and disease prevention through animal health research.
Yeah, very important for our ag producers in Kansas. Specifically, we have more beef in the big 1st District than any district in the country. I'm on the House Ag Committee, and I chair the Livestock, Dairy, Poultry Subcommittee. Had a hearing last week talking about the importance of animal health. Remember, our district is home to some of the crown jewels in the nation for animal health, specifically NBAF, all of which are Manhattan with the NBAF facility, K-State School of Veterinary Medicine, and also the Biosecurity Research Institute. So we're at the forefront of that in Kansas. That's a good thing. We want to make sure that continues to be the case to make sure that we protect our food supply.
Also, I've just going back here for the Big Beautiful Bill. I know that one of the big things that was touted by the previous administration, some of the supporters, the Green New Deal. I know that that has been heavily debated, and I know that a lot of people were concerned about the ramifications of that.
No, that's exactly right. Very, very, by and large, unpopular throughout the big 1st District. In the Big Beautiful Bill, a lot of the Green New Deal, so-called Green New Deal tax provisions were eliminated, greatly reduced. I'm for all the above, and I'm for a market-based approach. I don't think the federal government should be picking winners and losers. Let's let consumers choose. Let's let the market win. And the Big Beautiful Bill really helps for that to happen here moving forward, and saves taxpayers hundreds of billions of dollars in the process.
As I said, we're talking with 1st District Representative Tracy Mann. I do want to ask this. It was news last week, of course, the recession package passed. And one of the things that was in there was to cut funding for public broadcasting, notably PBS National Public Radio. We have in our backyard, of course, Smoky Hills PBS. They are going to lose a lot of their funding. And I know there's a lot of debate about, well, some of this may be targeted toward the national PBS that, may be accused of bias, but some of the rural PBS outlets affected. So what do you say to the folks at the place like Smoky Hills PBS, even though they've lost their funding? What words do you have about that, or what reaction do you have?
Well, I think there's a lot of funding sources. I think we have to ask ourselves, what should the federal government in this day and age be funding and being supportive of? They're competing against the free market, and so the decision was made. We've got to find cost savings somewhere, and the rescission bill that passed last week saved $9 billion. Also included in that was a lot of foreign aid, a lot of things that I think the vast majority of Kansans would agree we should not be spending our money on.
It's hard to believe that it has been 6 months since President Trump has taken office. Kind of reflect on the first 6 months of this second term of what is now the 47th president of the United States.
Well, I would just summarize and say promises made, promises kept. He ran on securing the border, which he's done, lowering taxes, which he's done, cutting the size of the federal government, which he's done, and just at every turn, President Trump continues to keep his campaign promises, both with what he's done via executive order and also bills that have been able to get passed through Congress. So I think what he has done the first 6 months is exactly what he got elected to do. That's what 77 million people sent him back to the White House to do, and that's what you've seen him doing over the last few months, and will continue to be more of the same.
As we get set to close out, Congressman, I know you want to thank your staff. They do a great job of communicating with your constituents. I know there's many ways to reach you and your staff, so I'll let you give them a plug.
Well, sure, and really appreciate the team, and we're constantly traveling the district. So offices in Manhattan and Dodge City, I'm all over the district, traveling extensively. The team is as well. But at any time you can reach me, probably the best thing is just go to our website, mann.house.gov, and can reach out to enter our offices. Also can submit any questions or any issues anyone's having interface with the federal government. We do a lot of casework. We're out helping people. So just let us know as needs arise, and it's just a tremendous honor to get to serve the Russell County and the Big First District.
Representative Tracy Mann, we appreciate your time this morning and taking time to visit with us. I know it's a busy time for you, and have a great rest of the summer.
Well, you as well. Congratulations on the awards that you just won. You did great work, and thanks for having me on this morning.